Alright, so here are the basic chords we're going to go over. G, A, we're going to go over D, we're going to go over E, and C. Okay? If you learn those, you're off to a good start. Okay? Let's go for the first one, G. So we're going to put our root finger on the G string, okay? 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, 3rd fret on the E string. Okay, so remembering that's E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, so every single string is a particular note. Okay, so finger on the G, then you've got your index finger will be on the B on the 2nd string down, on the 2nd fret as well. Okay, so that's on the 3rd fret on the 1st string, then that finger is on the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, which is the A string, and then you've got your, well, I like to do this, but then I've got my ring finger on the 3rd fret on the what is it on there? The 2nd last string. So E, A, D, G, B. Okay, on the B string, and then my pinky on the 3rd fret on the last string, which is the high E string. And if you hold that, the other two, okay, which is the D, E, A, D, G. So D, G, the D and the G strings are open, right? And open means that there's no fingers pushing against those particular strings, so they're just going to sound open. And if you strum that, you get a G. Okay, beautiful, beautiful sound. It's a really nice chord. It's up to you how you want to play it. I sometimes don't play with both these fingers here. I just play with just one. Creates the same sort of a sound, but that's just a nicer, fuller sound. So that's how you play a G. Okay, so that finger, and then that finger is on that 2nd fret, and then your ring finger on the 3rd fret, down on the 2nd last string, and then your index finger on the 3rd fret on the last string. Okay, like that. That's a G. Okay. The next one is the key, is the A chord. Okay, which sounds like this. So that's an A. So the notes in that is you've got an A, open, then you've got your index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So the 3rd string down, 2nd fret, and then your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the next string, on the G, and your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the next string, which is the B. Okay? And importantly on this is the last note, which is an E, is open, and the A, the 2nd string down, is open as well, but you don't strum the top string. You don't strum that open E in this particular chord. You can if you want, but you don't need to, right? So as I said, 2nd, 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 and you strum that. And that's an A. Okay? So what do we have? We've got a G, and then an A. Okay, next one is a D. D looks like that. And sounds like that. So we've got the index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string down. Okay, E, A, D, G. Okay, on the G string, 2nd fret. Your middle finger will be, well, let's skip the middle finger. You're going to use your ring finger now to put it on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the last string, on the E string. Okay, it's going to look like that. Now for this, again, we do not play the E, we do not play the A. Okay, we don't need to have those in there. but you've got the next string, which is a D, you play that open. And that's a D, alright? So we've got G, we've got A, we've got D. Okay? Next one is the E. That's the E chord. Alright, so the E is open on your E string, middle finger on the second fret of the second string, then your ring finger again on the second fret of the next string of the third string down, which is a D string, and then your index finger on the first fret of the fourth string down, E, A, D, G. Okay, so on the G string, you're putting it on the first fret. All right, so second, second, first, you strum that. So the first is open. The next three, 1, 2, 3, are being used by these fingers. The next two are open again. Okay? Now you may find a lot of these chords may be hard to play because maybe there's like you're getting muted, you know, it may sound like this, for example. Could be because maybe you've got your fingers a little bit too down and some of the other fingers are touching some of the other strings. That's okay, that just comes with practice. But what you got to do is when you put the chord, try to sort of position your hand, stretch it up if you can, so that the strings that need to be played open don't have any part of your other fingers touching it. So when you strum, it's just a beautiful open sound, right? E. Okay, so G, A, D, E. Right? The last one we're going to go through today is a C chord, okay, which sounds like that. Right? C is the ring finger on your third fret of the second string down, okay, which is actually a C. Now we can go through this another time, but E, so every note has a chord, has a note associated to it, right? We won't go through that today. To do the chord, ring finger on the third fret, middle finger on the second fret on the third string down, E, A, D, okay, so that's the D string. So the second fret on the D string, ring finger on the second fret of the A string, and then your index finger is going on the second fret, the first fret, sorry, not second, first fret of the fifth string down. So E, A, D, G, B, okay, that's the B string, putting it on the first fret. And on this one you're strumming all of it. Okay, and that's a C. So G, A, D, E, and then a C. Okay, so I'd recommend go over those chords as much as you can. Most important thing, which is the hardest, is transitioning between those chords. As you get better, you'll find that it's easier to transition because you want to be able to just go straight from there to there, to there, to there, as quickly as you can, right? So if you just start slow, that's a G. Make sure that every single note can be heard. If there's a note that can't be heard, it could be because there's another finger touching another string that it shouldn't be. But as long as you follow that, you'll be a rock star.